plot armor? They don't, though. They do not have plot armor. The Grey Knights got shit on by the Space Wolves. Like, literally, the Space Wolves literally killed, like, the Chapter Master of the Grey Knights. So, like, yeah, no, like, they've gotten, like, they've gotten shit on 100% before. That's for sure. When I first started getting to 40k, I thought the Grey Knights were this like amazing force, this elite force above every other chapter, since their gene seed comes directly from the Emperor. But they're not that special. They're actually not that special. They're just really good at fighting chaos. But when it comes to more traditional stuff, they're not that great. This isn't like new lore though. This has been out for a bit. This was described in the, I want to say The Emperor's Gift was a novel that came out a couple years ago. I think it was like 2015, I want to say. Where basically that. So what happened is the battle for Armageddon. The battle for Armageddon was a battle with Angron on the planet of Fenris, I think it was. And in a nutshell, the Space Wolves needed help. Who specializes? Who's the best for it? The Grey Knights. The problem is that when you see the Grey Knights, their whole lore is, oh, we can't know that we exist, to one, and then two, anyone who sees chaos needs to be murdered, is basically their shtick. And so the Space Wolves were basically promised, like, oh, we're not going to kill everyone once they figure out about chaos and like once they fight. Or sorry, let me phrase that. As long as they said, the Space Wolves basically said, or they were told that as long as the fighting doesn't go into the city, we won't have to like get rid of the people. Is basically what happened in a nutshell. And guess what? They lied about that. Not the Grey Knights, but it was the Inquisition. They lied about it. And basically, once the war was over, the Grey Knights and the Inquisition started rounding people up. They're like, and basically when they round people up, that basically means they're gonna go, like, you're basically being disappeared, and you're being forcefully sterilized, which is really shitty. And the Space Wolves were pretty fucking upset about that. We're very upset about that for a good reason, because they were told this wasn't gonna happen, but here we are, which kind of sucks. And so the Space Wolves and the Grey Knights basically went to war with each other for a time, and they almost declared the Space Wolves as heretics, or like as like a traitor chapter because of it. And in the process, the Grey Knights acted, or the Space Wolves acted as they were surrendering, and they met up in a ship, and they basically, one of the Space Wolves killed the chapter master of the Grey Knights. And what was amazing about that is that they were the Space Wolf that killed the chapter master was so fast, and the way they pulled their sword, they couldn't react. The chapter master Grey Knight couldn't react to it. It was that fast, which surprised me when reading the book. I was like, how is that even possible? He's a chapter master. They're like the top of their chapters, but he was just that fast. And they basically, like, the Space Wolves, the Inquisition, and the Grey Knights fought for a bit because of it. Eternal aura deficit, yeah, basically.
I commend the efficiency of your purge.
So, like, just imagine how shitty that is, right? Like, you're fighting for your life, basically. The people, like, the planet you're supposed to protect is fighting for the life. All the citizens, all that. And, you know, you finally make it out on top. You finally get, like, do really well. And then you're basically told, oh yeah, by the way, we're gonna have to kill everyone on this planet that isn't like a Space Wolf, because like you guys were exposed to chaos, which is stupid as fuck. That's brutal, yeah, it was. And it sucks because like they don't, obviously the Space Wolves don't want to do this, but they were promised something, and well, they were lied to. No, they don't specialize in taking out other Space Marines, but they're very good at it. Let's just put it that way. The thing about the Space Wolves is that they're purposely kind of seen as a drunken bunch, right? Because they're basically based off Vikings, right? So like they basically look stupid on purpose. When they get serious though, they get very serious though. Like they know what's up. They've actually like outmaneuvered many other factions before. They were also the faction that got sent to go deal with Magnus and all them as well. But it just sucks. Like it sucks that they got lied to like that. To be honest, it kind of blows.